touchdown with
the completions mark, the yardage mark, and he's joined the 500 touchdown club.
So even with all those things happening since the Minneapolis Miracle, he's been able to stay focused. So when Drew says that, hey, when I take the field, I'm not going to be thinking about that, we have to be able to believe him. He is the guy that can focus as well as any quarterback. But, man, this is going to be a good football game. This is very, very important as far as we moving on in the NFC. Tremendous momentum for the Saints. They started week number 1. They got Fitz-magic in week number 1. Started with the opening pass play being a touchdown to Deshaun Watson. Since then, their defensive coordinator has gotten this defense where they are playing some respectable defense in spurts. Drew Brees is playing at a level that I've never seen a quarterback play at. He's so accurate, not putting the ball in harm's way of the defense, no interceptions. We've seen Michael Thomas dominate, especially the first 4 games. It's kind of slowed down the last 3 games, but I expect them with Ingram as a running back to try to bang the ball against the Vikings, because the last couple of weeks, Vikings had a hard time stopping the rush. So I believe this will be one of the best football games of the weekend.
When you say Drew Brees on a record-setting pace, 77% completions, 8.5 yards per attempt, 13 touchdowns, no picks, a 122 rating. That all sounds mad.
And the reason why I brought that up was because all that happened after the... So he's pretty focused on what he's trying to accomplish and moving forward.
And the Saints know that Drew Brees has never said, I'm going to play till 45.
Oh.
The Saints went out and spent a draft pick on Teddy Bridgewater, trading for him. The Saints traded away a future first-round pick for Marcus Davenport, a guy to help them right now. The Saints know that at any time Drew Brees could say, it's been a career. Like, especially now that he's got those records. Like, so they know every game they play with Drew Brees, the quarterback, is critical importance, because they also know the one time they have won a Super Bowl, you know what happened? They started that year 13-0. Home field went through New Orleans. Like, they know home field advantage is of critical importance for them. So there's a big difference between 11-5 and 13-3 for this Saints team, which is why on their end this game is so critical. The Vikings end, though, they'd like home field advantage, but they're still fighting for that division. I know we're going to talk about the Packers in a minute. Packers just 1 game back. They had the tie between them, so they'll play each other later in the year to see who ends up winning the head-to-head. I like the Vikings' chances this game. It's not only that they're home. It's not only that they got the emotional lift of Everson Griffin coming back to the team this week. It's that the Vikings are now a pass-first team. They throw the ball as a higher percentage of plays than any team in the league, and I think the Saints secondary can get got. I think this is a game that I'm feeling can continue that 100-yard-a-game streak. I think this is a game that Kirk Cousins goes out and shows you why you spent that type of money on him, and I think this is a game where your lack of a running game doesn't necessarily hurt you. I like the Vikings' chances this weekend.
All right, let's move on and end with America's game of the week. Packers and Rams. Aaron Rodgers finds himself as the biggest underdog in his career. Rams favored by 9.5. All right, CC, what do Rodgers and the Packers have to do to have any chance to beat an undefeated Rams team playing so well right now?
Well, Jenna, first of all, we have the greatest player playing the game. Would you say he was the underdog by, Jenna?
9.5.
Let's put some respect on that. 9.5 points an NFL game, Nick.
It's unbelievable.
After a bye week. It's to me, it's mind-boggling.
It's what the Chiefs are favored against Case Keenum this week. Think about that.
Like, we don't, even the rookie quarterbacks, we've been going through the lines. Nick's kind of taught me, Vegas, what they think about rookie quarterbacks. Rookie quarterbacks this year haven't faced,
except for Josh Allen. Exactly right. The double-digit deficits, and they're double-digit point spreads, and there's essentially double-digit point spread. I think Rosen faced one and more about kind of the totality of that team.
But this is Aaron Rodgers.
Which is why it's so frustrating for me. I know I sound like a broken record on this, but there is no situation barring, there's no situation barring catastrophic injury across the team that a game where Aaron Rodgers is the starting quarterback, where he should be greater than a touchdown dog. Now, listen, the Rams are a really good team. The 07 Pats, they are not. They're not a team that has just covered each and every week, so you have to keep setting the line higher and higher. They didn't cover against the Seahawks. They didn't cover against the Broncos. Like, this is a team that has been very good. I think most people believe the best team in football. But what Vegas is saying is that the Packers winning would be the biggest upset of the weekend. Think about that.
Yeah.
You got the best player in the league. It'd be the biggest upset of the weekend. That is such an indictment. And I'm glad you brought up coming off a bye, see, because what does that say to you about the head coach?
They don't have a lot of confidence in him. Like, regardless of what we have as people who have an opinion, obviously Vegas and the football real experts, they don't have a lot of confidence in their ability to come out of the bye with a game plan that's sophisticated that the other elite coaches do. You look at those coaches, Belichick, Reed, all these coaches coming off of byes, going into byes, their record is an indicator that they had more time to prepare. And this line right here says they don't care anything about the time off.
The Packers go into every game feeling we're going to have the best player on the field. The Rams might have a similar edge on both sides of the ball, where they go into every game saying, okay, it might not be our quarterback, but we got Todd Gurley. He might be the most talented offensive player in the league. We got Aaron Donald. He might be the most talented defensive player in the league. Donald could wreck the game. I say that almost every week with him, and the last few weeks it's been true. 8 sacks in his last 4 games. 4 sacks and 6 TFLs last week, and you know they're going to feed Gurley repeatedly.
Are they the most talented two tandem that we have in the NFL?
Like offense, defense.
Offense, defense, our quarterback, another player. You can go across the board.
So I'm trying to think about who else is on that list.
Well, we always had Brady and Gronk in it.
Brady and Gronk would be on that list. I feel like, you say I get ahead of myself, Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill are putting themselves on that list. But absolutely, and then when you add to it, oh yeah, and they have Brandon Cooks, and they have a mad scientist like Sean McVay. That's why the team's 7-0. But the Packers, if they can't be competitive this week, how are they going to be competitive next week in New England? How are they going to? If they can't even forget win, if they can't cover the 9.5, then who are they?
Eli and Odell. Talk about it later. Have a great weekend.
Odell and Saquon. You almost had it.
Have a great weekend. We got to go. Undisputed starts.